This video is brought to you by my new album entitled Dougal's Treats. It's full of hummable melodies, bluesy riffs and the occasional bit of virtuoso flashy stuff as well. If you enjoy bluesy rock guitar with memorable tunes and solos that wail like a banshee, then check out the links in the description. The premium version includes all of the tabs for each tune, videos and jam tracks as well. Thanks for listening. Now on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. You may remember that a few weeks ago I had a loan of a Fender Player 2 HSS Strat that belongs to a chap that I know called Sean. Well, Sean's been round again and he's left me another guitar to place before you. This one here, you might have seen this briefly in Wednesday's video, I think it was. This is a Squier Telecaster, as you can see. It's a thin line, sort of semi-hollow thing with a pair of humbucking pickups. And I'll tell you all about, I'll tell you as much as I can about it right after we've heard what it sounds like in a mix. And as always, you'll find a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track to play along with yourself. That is, as usual, all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. You know this by now, but I've got to say it anyway. $3 or about £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies and resources that go along with these YouTube videos. So a massive, heartfelt, sincere thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are down there in the description. Thank you so much, everyone. Massively appreciated. Right then, so let's just run through the tones I was using there. No surprises to regular viewers of the channel. Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition on the vintage channel for the sort of that open G, slightly status quo sounding riff there. I was on the middle pickup setting with both guitar volumes, neck and bridge turned down to about I don't know, 2/3, something like that. Turned down until I got the sound that I wanted, basically. And then for the shouty high gain stuff, normally at this point I say, and it was the classic channel with the foot switchable boost on the amp, but no, it was just the same channel, just with the guitar's volume controls wide open. However, for the cleaner rhythm guitar sounds, it was the clean channel on the amp, mainly because the pickups on this guitar are very, very meaty sounding, and I couldn't quite get the sound cleaned up as much as I like from the guitar's volume control on the sort of crunchy amp setting. So what is this guitar then? Well, it's a Squier thin line HH Telecaster, really, and that is almost everything I can tell you about it. If we look closely at the headstock, you can see in very small print there, it says standard series. Let me find that there. But I can't find much information on this guitar. The only one that I've seen being discussed like this on a message board is one that's described as a Master Series. Master Series is a new one on me for Squier. It's not a term that I've heard before, but who knows. That same message board post tells me that it has an alder body and a maple neck and a rosewood fretboard. It also has a set neck, and well, I'll tell you what, let's have a little bit of a look at some of the stats for this guitar, the weights and measures. We can see that it's 3.46 kilos, which is not a heavy guitar, but it's heavier than I was expecting for something where a large chunk of the body is made entirely of fresh air. I'm guessing that the chambering on this is only just enough to kind of have a hollow part here. I'm guessing that, apart from like this, you can't see. Let's take that. I'm guessing apart from like this area here, then we've pretty much got a solid guitar. So 3.46 kilos, a relatively narrow nut at, as near as makes no difference, 40 millimeters. I've got to say though that that narrow neck is something that, since my little finger accident a while ago, I am quite sensitive to, but it didn't seem to bother me on this guitar. I don't think that the numbers often give you a full picture of what the guitar actually feels like. You can see the 1st and 12th fret neck profiles there. All I can tell you about this neck is it's basically a modern guitar Goldilocks neck. It's just in that sort of zone that most people will find pretty comfortable, which, for a budget sort of everyman guitar brand like Squier is, I guess, what they're shooting for. 12-inch fretboard radius and Gibson 24 3/4 inch scale length. Now we get onto the pickups, which I find a little bit perplexing, if I'm honest. Not specifically this guitar, but it is something that I notice many guitar brands do. You look at that bridge pickup there. By the way, the pickups are Duncan designed. Bridge pickup, 16k. That's a whopper, isn't it? That's a big old shouty, kind of tone hollering thing. Neck is a little bit more old school PAF at 7.54 in the middle. The parallel setting 5.12. Why I find that confusing is because you look at this guitar, and I don't know about you, but for me this just looks really sort of vintage, old school kind of looking. But then they put a bridge pickup in that is the kind of thing that you would expect someone out of Slipknot to favour. You never find that the other way around, do you? You never find some pointy headstock, spiky shaped body kind of thing with, a blood spatter finish that is aimed squarely at people who are into the, kind of high again metal stuff. You never find a guitar like that with low wind PAF unpotted pickups in it, but for some reason often occurs the other way around, where we get, you know, a big old shouty, I'm guessing this is probably the Duncan design version of something like a JB or something in the bridge here. Hence my inability to get a satisfactory clean tone by setting the amp to the sort of crunchy channel and backing the guitar's volume off. It was just always just a little bit too furry around the edges, but you know, pickups can be changed. I had a lot of fun playing this guitar, and I want to say a massive thank you to Sean, you know, for the loan of it. It's it did the job, didn't it? You know, it got that sort of crunchy blues rock kind of thing sounding really good. I suppose who's this guitar aimed at? Well, you know, I suppose it's aimed at somebody who wants a 335 or the kind of vibe of a 335 and just can't get on with the big Gibson 335 body shape, you know, or maybe somebody like me that's you know, more of a sort of Telecaster fan, and you know, is just wanting to dabble into the twin humbucker thin line semi-acoustic world. Despite my confusion over the pickups, and you know, if this were my guitar, that bridge pickup would definitely be you know, exiting stage left for something a little bit more vintage spec. But despite that, I mean, that's the one very small fly in a rather pleasant jar of ointment. I enjoy playing this guitar. I bet you're shocked, aren't you? Yeah, the big fat bald lad in red car with, you know, more Telecasters than sense, and loves twin humbucker guitars, likes this. Yes, what a surprise. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing this guitar, and a massive thank you to Sean for the very generous loan of it. Sadly, it's not staying here. It's got to go back to Sean, and you know, he's I think he said he paid £300 for this. I hope he doesn't mind me telling you that, from a local guitar shop, which is, you know, towards the upper end of what I would expect to pay for a used Squier. If anybody has any other information on these guitars, please let me know in the comments, because you know, as I say, Sean sent me a link to a message board that had like a few posts about this guitar, and on that message board they were referring to this as a Master Series Squier, although I can't find the word Master Series written on it anywhere. And it would certainly be, I think, if Fender / Squier were to bring a similar model out like this again, then I can't see why it wouldn't be a very popular choice for many people. It certainly would be for me, with a proviso of that bridge pickup being a little bit more vintage in its output. But there you go. I'm starting to waffle now and starting to blether and repeat myself, so I'll wrap it up there. Thank you once again, Sean, for the loan of this lovely guitar, and you know, thank you for watching the video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? And of course, don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, beer and chat. That's about it, really. And whatever it is, it's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'd like to say thank you for watching, thank you for your time, look after yourselves folks, stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.